It's time, I think, to talk about some real and radical self-care. True witchy self-care. Laurelei Black here from Blade and Broom. I'm off camera today, and I have been off camera for like 5 months. And when I say off camera for 5 months, I mean that I haven't posted a video in 5 months. So that has been part of my own self-care. I've got links down below for you, as always, and you know that liking and subscribing helps channels that you love to grow and produce better and better content. So I want to thank you for all of the ways that you are showing support for Blade and Broom. So the truth is that I can't talk truthfully about this topic without sharing some of my own experience. It's the best way that I know how to relate. So here comes some sharing. Most of the content on this channel is evergreen, which means that you can sort of hop in at any time and not feel particularly out of sync with the season or the time frame when it was posted. But if you followed this channel for a while, you know that I've only posted 13 videos in the last 12 months, and none at all since December, which was about 5 months ago. I didn't intend for it to be like that, but that has actually been an expression of radical self-care. As much as I wanted to create content, it was more important that I focus on the business of survival and of work. It's been a period of wintering for me, if you're familiar with that term. My friend and colleague, Taylor Elwood, has recently released a book titled The Inner Alchemy of Wintering, and I highly recommend it for magically inclined folks who find themselves in either a forced or self-selected period of isolation, reflection, and slowdown. An inner winter. When I had my hysterectomy last April, I was already going into that winter. And try as I might to keep doing all the things, as you know that I like to do, I just couldn't. My body forced me to slow way down and recover. Then, just as I was getting on my feet, my work, that work that I do in the world beyond the content creation of witchy books and videos, went into hyperdrive. I've struggled to keep pace with it, honestly, let alone create the content and maintain the connections that are tied to my witchy work. I was able to continue writing and editing because I don't need charged camera batteries, makeup, or any setup at all to be that stereotypical unkempt writer hammering away at a backlit keyboard at 3 a.m. Which is good, because as much as I love the disability advocacy work that I do for my bread and butter, this teaching here, this content creation, has always been the passion that has fed my soul. So I'm going to pause here to point out that my first couple of notes on the real self-care for witches are, number one, to know, or at least start working to know, what genuinely feeds your spirit. And number two, to be honest about what you must have to nourish and sustain your body. We're talking about the top and the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs here. Don't neglect or self-sabotage your physical being. And don't utterly starve and abandon your spiritual being. Bubble baths, spa days, adult coloring books, scented candles, and all of the other consumer-driven stuff that gets marketed as self-care might actually be a lot closer to self-medication than actual self-care. And it's low-dose, addictive, and ineffective compared to the actual hardships we endure emotionally, physically, energetically, and psychologically these days. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a mental health professional. I'm just a person speaking from their own experience and observation of the world. And my next note is this. So number 3 on the real self-care. Walk away from the situations, people, and activities that seek to starve your spirit or undermine your livelihood. And I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that every situation, person, or activity in your life needs to make you feel good all of the time. You're going to have to use some discernment to suss out which things are uncomfortable but growth provoking and which ones are actually toxic. But I have faith that you're wise enough, oh witch, to know if you allow yourself to sit with that question. There are big changes coming up in my own life as my husband and I have been choosing radical and authentic self-care for ourselves and working hard to build a reality around those truths. I'm going to be silent about that for now, but I'll be sharing with you soon enough once that magic has fully taken root. I can say this though. Choosing what is best for you in your own life can feel terrifying. Sometimes people who love you will be frightened by your audacity. It's not without reason that the wise ones are also, very often, the wild ones beyond the town who seem so strange to civilized folk. And with that, I bid you farewell and ask that you share your own acts of audacious, authentic self-care in the comments below. I hope you found today's chat thought-provoking, and if you did, please bless me with the magic of the like button and tell your witchy friends that good stuff's happening here at Blade and Broom. And if you'd like to learn more about how to practice the traditional witchcraft that I practice, or just to keep up with my shenanigans, then you'll want to download the free app, which is called The Thread, that I have created just for such things. There's a link below, and you can click on news and notes for the freebies. Some of the other parts of the app are restricted to students who are in the courses that I offer. So if you're interested in that, there's also links down below for those courses. I will see you back here soon, maybe next week, for more witchy goodness. Bye, friends.